And seeing this kind of shortly like pop up on my timeline, and there's a lot of people that was talking about it. I think that we're gonna have this conversation on after hours tonight in the group. So I'll be curious to see what other people say about it. However, his name is Rodney Hinton Jr., if I'm not mistaken. Rodney Hinton Jr. And apparently this played out in Cincinnati. Now, I just so happen to like Cincinnati. I've been through Cincinnati. I spent a day there. I didn't spend a whole lot of time there. I've been through Cincinnati, and Cincinnati is a very cool place. It's interesting. Very Midwest city. So, without further ado, let me go ahead and present to you guys how things has played out, what is going on, give you a timeline of what is happening, and then I'll give you my thoughts afterwards. So this is a general summary or an idea of what's going on over in Ohio. Check it out.
A tragic story out of Ohio. A man whose teenage son was killed by police is now accused of killing a sheriff's deputy in turn. Rodney Hinton is in jail in Cincinnati after he allegedly rammed his car into this officer, identified as Deputy Larry Henderson, a 33-year veteran of the Hamilton County Sheriff's Office, was retired, technically picked up a shift as a traffic cop for a day. It didn't turn out well. Henderson was not involved in Hinton's son's death. Tom Hansen's been following this tragic story, and we do warn you, as you may imagine, some of the footage here you're going to see is graphic.
He's got a gun. He's got a gun on your right. On your right. He's got a gun.
2 hours after watching this body cam video of officers shooting and killing 18-year-old Ryan Hinton after a police chase, officials say his father, Rodney Hinton, got into his car and purposefully drove into a sheriff's deputy directing traffic on graduation day near the University of Cincinnati, killing him.
He was so well liked and so well known. We are so deeply saddened.
Sheriff's deputies packed a courtroom Saturday as Rodney Hinton was charged with aggravated murder. They were there in support of the fallen deputy, now identified as Larry Henderson.
I understand there is a lot of sadness and a lot of anger in this room right now.
The day before, Cincinnati police say they got a report of a stolen vehicle at this condominium complex. When officers arrived, 4 men suspected in the theft got out of the vehicle and fled. One of the men was Ryan Hinton. He was shot twice and killed by a police officer who says he pointed a gun at him.
And he felt threatened for his life, and that's why he discharged his firearm.
Investigators say they recovered this loaded gun from the scene, allegedly found in Hinton's possession. Lawyers for the family say the next day, Rodney Hinton appeared distraught watching the body cam footage with police. After the meeting, that was the last time they heard from him. The Hinton family says they are devastated for the family of the officer who was killed.
The officer was just out doing his job, directing traffic.
So, all right. Because before I heard the story, before I actually heard the story, I heard a lot of people talking about it. And so when I heard people talking about it, and they kept asking me, Anton, what do you think about it? Anton, what do you think about it? All right, cool. So let's put it all in perspective and let's lay it out on the floor before I give my thoughts and before I give my opinion. Stolen vehicle. They were in a stolen vehicle. They caught them getting out the stolen vehicle and running. Now, some people online said that he was unarmed. Latoya Blue is saying that they didn't have to kill the boy. Some people online were telling me before I got to review it right here in front of you guys in real time that he was unarmed. They are saying that he was armed and they recovered a pistol at the scene. I see black people outraged at the killing of the boy and is justifying the father then going into crazy mode, right? Because his son was killed, which I can understand that as a father myself. And I'm not even getting into the part where they said that he was armed and he was stealing cars and all of that stuff. But as a father myself, I can understand he probably went into a rage. And this is why I tell people, and it's very difficult in an extreme situation like this, I tell people all the time that men don't have the luxury of being able to express their emotions, because the minute that you let your emotions control you, then you go out and you do something that you're going to probably regret for the rest of your life. So again, let's put the facts in it based off of what's being what's being shown. Stole a car, kid boy, in the streets. In my opinion, that is bad parenting. That means that you failed as a parent. If your kid is out in the streets stealing cars, and according to this, he had a gun on him, and he's running from the police, and he got a pistol, and they see the pistol, and they recover the pistol after they shoot him, then, and first of all, this is bad parenting. According to what is being shown on the video, 100% bad parenting. The second thing is he goes into a rage as a father, and then he kills a retired sheriff deputy that was pulling an extra shift to do traffic at a graduation. He spots the first police officer that he can find, and he runs his car into him and he kills him. So I see a lot of people online that are justifying an individual, because we have to separate this. Everything is not about race. You have to separate it. Individual that was completely unrelated, could have been a saint, could have been doing great for the community, was just picking up an extra shift, probably got kids somewhere. An unrelated former police officer that's not even on the force, doesn't even probably carry a gun, retired, was doing traffic for graduation. He gets killed because the father is angry that the son was stealing cars and had a pistol and got killed as a result of doing something that he wasn't supposed to do. So now that I have the facts, or what is being told to me as the facts, what I'm trying to understand is, how are you guys justifying any of these actions whatsoever? Hitman Jay says you can't tell the dad how to grieve. Well, I'm pretty sure that you shouldn't grieve by going and killing somebody else with your car that's completely unrelated, that had nothing to do with it. Here's another question that we have to ask ourselves. If the father goes out and crash out like this against somebody that had nothing to do with the incident whatsoever, regardless of whether or not the boy was right or wrong, if he was willing to do this, then how can we say that the son's actions is not a reflection of what the father was? Because all we have to go by is what we see. If the father is crashing out like this and is willing to kill somebody unrelated in a fit of rage and emotion, how can we not say that son is not a reflection of the father? I gotta say the uncomfortable part out loud. I have to say the uncomfortable part out loud. So you out here committing crime, doing things dirty. I'm trying to understand how the black community is justifying this. Grandfather says both the officer and the young man was scared. Well, guess what? When you don't commit crimes, when you don't steal cars, when you don't have pistols on you, you don't have anything to be scared of. I walk outside every day and I'm just chilling and I'm having a good time. And I don't worry about an officer in fear killing me and taking my life, because guess what? I am not doing crime and stealing people's property and running out and giving the police a chase in the first place. So I got to say the uncomfortable part. I've seen a lot of cover photos where people are saying, stand in your ground. not backing down against the police officer. All right, well, let's go over to the next part because I want to see multiple different parts of this because I need to understand the full context. That's my initial impression based off of what is reported, based off of the news. No, I guess I can't watch that video. Let's see if we can find another one.
To Ohio now, where authorities say a man intentionally struck and killed a sheriff's deputy the day after the suspect's teenage son was fatally shot by police. In his first court appearance this weekend, Rodney Hinton Jr. walked through a room packed with law enforcement officers. CBS's Lisa Rosner is tracking the latest developments for us tonight. Lisa.
What do you mean eye for an eye? He's the son is the one that committed the crime. They were stealing and they had guns in the car. You wouldn't want that inside of your neighborhood. You wouldn't want people to what? Condolences to the family.
The deputy killed has not been identified, but fellow law enforcement describe him as a fantastic officer and person.
Law enforcement is grieving one of their own. The sheriff's deputy was directing traffic at a local university graduation Friday when he was struck.
The officer was just out doing his job, directing traffic up near the...
Let's go over to some of these comments because I like to interact with the chat. Mr. Show Me State says, of course, Anton would side with the cops. If the father was a pastor, would it be a difference? I'm not condoning what was done, but protests ain't. What are you protesting? Your son was a criminal. What are you protesting? Your son was a criminal. He was stealing cars. They found the car. They got out. They ran from the police. They didn't submit. They didn't say, you know what, hands up, whatever. They ran from the police. He had a gun on him. What are you talking about? Siding with the? Of course, I'm going to side with the police officers. They're the first ones that respond when we ended arrest. Why wouldn't I side with the police officer in this instance? More importantly, what is there to side against? The police officer that died, the one that he took his anger out on, had nothing to, he wasn't even a police officer. He was retired. He was directing traffic. So you're telling me that you're siding with an emotional man whose son is committing crimes and running around with guns and stealing people's cars, because let's be clear, it's probably not the first car that they stole. And you're telling me that I'm supposed to side with criminals and a father that was so emotional that he crashed out and ran his car into an unrelated person that had nothing to do with the incident? What's wrong with y'all? Every day, I get more and more confused, and I'm trying to figure out, is it me? Am I so far disconnected between what's right and wrong to where wrong is right?
The University of Cincinnati.
The alleged driver is...
Somebody said a kid was killed. He wasn't no kid. He was doing grown man criminal activities. That ain't no kid.
Is 38-year-old Rodney Hinton. He is the father of a teen fatally shot by Cincinnati police on Thursday. That teen was 18-year-old Ryan Hinton. Police say he...
So an 18-year-old that was out there stealing cars with a pistol, that's a kid? That's the kid. Okay. Well, if y'all say so, listen, I'm not going to get emotional over this junk no more. I'm not going to crash out. I'm not going to go off. I'm not going to sit here and go back and forth. I'm just going to highlight certain things, give my opinion, and I'm going to let it go. Because y'all could have each other. Y'all could have each other. Y'all got it. The culture is going to be, you can eat each other. You can have it. From the twerking in Lululemon to the stealing of the cars to the running around with pistols to running from the police to killing people that ain't even got nothing to do with it. You got it. You got it. You got it. I'm going to let y'all dissect it. I'm going to let you do a whole deep dive. I'm going to let you figure it out and try to figure out whether or not it makes sense or not. You got it. I'm not tripping. You right. You were absolutely right. I concede.
He was armed and running away from a stolen vehicle when another officer opened fire. Police body cam footage of the shooting was shared with the teen's family the same day the deputy was struck. Prosecutors allege this was no accident.
There are no evidence of skid marks. There are no evidence that he tried to avoid him.
More than 30 members of the sheriff's department filled the courtroom for Hinton's arraignment. His attorney addressed the crowd.
I understand that there is a lot of sadness and a lot of anger in this room right now, but in the community at large.
We have a deputy that's killed simply doing his job. It's a shame. It's tragic.
Rodney Hinton has been charged with aggravated murder and was denied bond.
And then this is video or footage. I didn't get it. I guess that's not it. So anyways, I had some footage of him actually leaving out. So all of the deputies, apparently they all came in solidarity to make sure that they supported the killed deputy, who obviously retired, but then he didn't know that he was going to actually get himself killed, standing and directing traffic at a graduation after he had retired. He thought he had dodged all of the YNs. And there was one more King YN that wanted to make sure that he drove his car into him and absolutely maim him, kill him, and take him away from his family.